The first $10,000 is the most misunderstood milestone in personal finance. Most people believe it comes from luck, talent, or the right investment. But historically, the first real wealth rarely begins with investing at all. It begins with building a repeatable cash flow system. In America, the idea of starting from zero has always been part of the economic story. Immigrants arrived with nothing but labor and opportunity. Workers moved across states, chasing higher wages. But those who accumulated wealth early usually followed a hidden pattern. They did not begin by trying to become rich. They focused on building something small that produced reliable income. A simple service, a trade, a small digital skill, or a market gap. The goal was not wealth at first, but predictable money movement. This first stage is often invisible to outsiders. From the outside, it looks like ordinary work. But internally, something important is happening. A financial engine is slowly being assembled. Most people never build this engine. They earn money, but the system stops there. Income arrives once and immediately leaves through expenses. The cycle resets to zero again and again. But the people who reach their first $10,000 treat income differently. They treat every dollar as fuel for the next dollar. Instead of spending early profits, they reinvest them into the same machine. That is where the compounding process quietly begins. Think of it like a small economic loop. Work produces income. Income strengthens the system that produced it. The system begins producing more income. This feedback loop is why the first $10,000 feels slow at the beginning. Early progress appears almost invisible. Weeks of work might only produce a few $100s of progress. Many people give up during this stage. But the moment the loop becomes stable, something changes. The system begins operating even when effort slows down. Customers return, skills compound, and opportunities begin repeating. Now the money starts arriving faster than expected. At this point, the first $10,000 becomes inevitable. Not guaranteed overnight, but structurally likely, because the system producing money has matured, and mature systems tend to scale. This principle appears across many financial stories: small online businesses, freelancers building recurring clients, local service providers expanding through referrals. The common factor is not luck or viral success. It is repetition, same process executed again and again, until the system begins carrying its own weight. Ironically, the first $10,000 is not important because of the amount. It is important because of what it proves. It proves the system works. And systems are where real wealth lives. Once the system exists, the next stage becomes possible. Now money can be redirected into assets, its investments, automation, employees, or scalable tools. But none of that works without the original engine. This is why many people struggle when they try to invest too early, put money into markets before building a cash machine. When income disappears, the investments collapse as well. The structure underneath was never stable. History shows that wealth tends to follow structure. Systems create income. Income funds assets. Assets create long-term wealth. The first $10,000 simply marks the moment the structure begins working. And once that moment arrives, the rules of the game change. Now, growth becomes mathematical instead of purely effort-driven. 3 lessons appear from this pattern. First, wealth rarely begins with investing. It begins with reliable income loops. Second, reinvestment accelerates early growth dramatically. And third, systems matter more than individual paychecks. The real question is not how to earn $10,000. The real question is how to build something that earns it repeatedly. Because once the system exists, the amount becomes a side effect. And that leads to a final thought. In a world where technology constantly changes jobs and industries, the safest financial strategy may not be chasing the next opportunity. It may be learning how to build small money systems again and again. If you want more deep explanations about money systems and economic mechanics, explore more videos here on Wealth Finance 61. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments.